still believe that the first hit on Joey Logano, nobody likes the way that was done. But I think if that was it, I just don't think that there's any penalty. And I don't think we get to the point that we're at to put NASCAR in a position to have to start making these calls if it wasn't for that second move on Denny Hamlin. So, I think right there when they go back and they look at the data, apparently he throttles up and gets to the back of the 22, and then the steering angle is excessive with the 11 car. So that's going to be a tough one to win in an appeal, and that's the tough spot of where we are from a driver's standpoint with all the data and everything that goes with this car and everything that you can see. So it's I think that the appeals are always tough to win. We've seen several of them won, but majority of them
rare.
Lost.
Yeah.
And I think in this particular scenario, if we're NASCAR has to get in the middle of officiating these types of instances, or where does it stop? Where is the line in the sand? And I think they've finally drawn a line in the sand because of all the injuries and things that we have seen with this car. We see the impact that Denny Hamlin took. We've seen 2 drivers get suspended for these right rear hooks. And I just don't think that we can take it any further. You can be more aggressive with this car. You can run into people harder. And I think there has to be a little bit of rough driving, officiating put into NASCAR's playbook, or they're just going to keep going, right? Like when we went to the Clash the first year, everybody didn't really understand how we could push and shove like we did. By the time we got there the third time, what a mess.
Yeah.
What a mess. And had to do the same thing at the road courses because of the Indy restarts. It was just, hey, just push the guy in front of you. And if you weren't the guy pushing, you were getting pushed into somebody else. So you have to be able to do that. But I hope they get to the point where they can do this immediately. If we're going to officiate the end of the races, which they should, and they should also officiate rough driving to a certain degree, as they have been to a certain degree, but they should do it pretty quick. We've got the technology. If we need to add somebody else up in the tower for the officiating with race control, from a driver's perspective or something like they do in other series, we got to get to the point where we just do it instantly because you have the data to do that.